Hello there. I thought I'd do a YouTube video on equal opportunity. Um, well, it's not possible to have true equal opportunity because of genetics. You know, people have certain genetic predispositions that will enable them to exceed in certain areas better than others, provided they have the right environment. Um, so let's So now that I've got that out of the way, we won't discuss that, any further. What I want to talk about is equal opportunity when it comes to environment. Now, it starts from, in the womb. One of the problems I have with like libertarianism sort of thing, how they don't have like the safety nets that liberals and other things want because of their economic policies. That will, if a person can't get enough to, if a woman can't get enough to eat, and she's starving and stuff, it will affect her child. She's not getting the right nutrients and whatever. That's going to have an effect on the child, and it might not be able to reach its full genetic potential. Most people don't reach their full genetic potential, but the point is that's not the point. We should try to allow individuals to reach their full genetic potential as best they can. So I think that we should have a safety net and stuff, and also with that education. I think if all schools were private schools, some people, they might not be able to afford to send their children to school, and that's a huge not what's the opposite of benefit? It's not good for it reduces their opportunity if they don't get an education, and I think it's better to have a highly educated populace is much better for the society than not educated one, and uneducated masses. So I think education should be one of the priorities, as well as healthcare. Education and healthcare are pretty much two of the things I think that we should support, that I don't think libertarians do. Mostly because if the rich then pass on their benefits to their children, and you have growing divide between the rich and the poor, and the haves and the have-nots, and they can pass this on to their children, but their children may not necessarily so their children, they're letting their children live to the best of their genetic potential. But some of these poor people may have some good genetic potential, but they won't, if they don't get the right environment, they can't achieve this, and so they also get stuck in a downward, in a spiral. Their children can't, and so on and so on. So I think we should support pregnant mothers, with young families and stuff. Have support for these people. Support children, give them education, make sure they're health, and give them health, and make sure they're healthy and stuff, to give them the best chance. That way, try for equal opportunity for people, so that way those who so instead of just it being more like class through riches and stuff, it's more about real, because obviously you can't work through eugenics. There's too many factors involved and complications and stuff. But if you try for without going overboard, I mean, I don't suggest that you take children away from their parents or put their parents on a strictly controlled diet and and have them raised in group homes. I mean, that's just that's a bit nightmarish, but within reason. I think we should support equal opportunities in terms of environment, but there should be some choices involved. A lot of choice involved, but yeah, and that way we would. I think we'd have a healthier genetic basis. I mean, having the current welfare system where people can just bludge on it, and low income and people are having lots of kids, and there's not that education there, and you do see quite a few lower IQ, lower EQ as well. Low class, not so good sorts, having the most kids. I don't think that libertarianism would help this situation very much. Yeah. I think I've rambled on enough. Yeah, basically, let me summarize. Equal opportunity is good. You can't have true equal opportunity. It's not good to try and force it too much, but within reason, that a good compromise between freedoms and equal opportunities, so that they can have better freedom, better choice for their future selves, for when they're adults, for their future, is what I think is required. So if it takes away too much freedom then when they're young, is it really worth the additional freedom when they're older? You got to find, and also for the parents, you got to find the right balance, and one that doesn't encourage, and one that encourages, the best suited for jobs, the best suited, the healthy, happy, productive people to proliferate. Yeah, that's my rambling. I hope you have something to say on it. Maybe I'll be able to make comments and stuff. Maybe I'll be able to comment more specifically on certain things. Might make it easier. Bye!